So God led me to talk about wisdom. When I thought about wisdom, I naturally started reading the book of Proverbs, James. I started reading Psalms some. David talked about wisdom some. But that is not where God led me. He led me to Exodus 33. So I believe I'm in a three-part series over wisdom, this being the first one. Wisdom is wise decision making. It's knowing what to do, when to do it, where to do it, how to do it, and whom to do it with. Uh, Exodus 33. God just told Moses, lead the people to the promised land that's flowing with milk and honey. I'll have an angel get rid of the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Hivites and the Jebusites and the Perizzites. I'll have an angel get rid of all those. Go up there flow, to the land flowing milk and honey, but I will not go with you because you're a stiff-necked people. So Moses ended up talking to God, and the pillar cloud came by day. The tent meeting happened. He was talking to God. And verse 12 was actually, I want to read. It's coming out the NIV. I think it makes a little more sense than NIV. Moses said to the Lord, you've been telling me lead these people, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. You have said, I know you by name, and you have found favor with me. Verse 13 says, if you are pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favor with you. Remember that this nation is your people. Moses had a clear understanding of what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to lead the people to the promised land. He was supposed to lead the people to the promised land, so he knows where he's supposed to be, the promised land. He knew when he was supposed to do it. In verse 32 of Exodus, Exodus 32, verse 34, God told Moses, therefore now go lead the people unto the place which I have spoken unto him. So he knew the when he was supposed to do it now, but he wasn't so sure of the who, and he wasn't so sure of the how. So he said, you've been telling me to lead these people, but you have not let me know whom I'm supposed to take with me, whom you will send with me. He probably started to get a better understanding of how important the who is based off the chapter that preceded this. You can know what God is telling you to do. You can know when he's telling you to do it. You can know where he's telling you to do it at. You can know how he's telling you to do it. But if you don't know the who, that's an essential part of God's will for your life. God, tell me who I'm supposed to be doing whatever you're calling me to do with. That's what Moses was asking for. Verse 13 says, if you're pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favor with you. Moses wanted to understand the, God, how? God, I know what you're telling me to do, but how am I supposed to do this? God, tell me how I'm supposed to do this, because I know apart from you, I can't do this. So if you can just lead me, guide me, direct me, and tell me how you're calling me to do whatever you're calling me to do, I'll be all right. And God ended up telling Moses, I'll be with thee. And God said, if you're not with, or Moses said, if you're not with us, please don't lead us anywhere that you're not. So God told Moses, you know what, I'm pleased with you because I know you by name. He knew Moses by name because earlier in Exodus 33, it said Moses talked to God like a friend, face to face. Not face to face as in he's seen his face, but face to face as in the closeness of the relationship, how intimate it was. Moses wasn't far from God. Moses was dwelling in God's presence. So God said, you know what, I know your name. And he said, because you know my name. Moses asked, can I see your glory? And God told Moses, I'll show you my goodness. I'll have my goodness pass by you. He said, I can't show you my face because no man can see my face and live. But what I can show you is my backside. I can show you the ways I've made for other people. I can show you the doors I've opened for other people. I can show you how I moved through other people's life. I can show you how in Abraham's life, God was a God who was faithful to his promises. If you don't get weary in well-doing, you'll surely reap if you faint not. We can see through Hagar's life how God is a comforter. He saw Hagar when she was crying. He saw her when she was alone. He heard her. He came and talked to her and comforted her. We can see through Lot's life how God is a God full of mercy because he kept us from some punishment, some consequences that we probably deserve. We can see through Noah's life what favor looks like. God was going to destroy the whole rest of the world. But he said, Noah, because you are a righteous man and you walk within the way of God, you and your family, y'all gonna weather this storm. Moses was able to get all this revelation when God showed him his backside and showed him ways he made for other people when he had his glory pass by. And that's why Moses was able to write Genesis and accounts of Genesis that preceded him. But Moses didn't ask God, give me some revelation that will be talked about for thousands of years to come because I want to be this and I want to be that. I want people to ooh and ah. That's not what Moses asked for. What he asked for was, God, show me your ways. God, who am I supposed to be doing this with? First thing Moses asked for was wisdom. God, tell me how I'm supposed to be doing whatever you're calling me to do at this present moment. The revelation is this. If you can ask God You can get to the point where you say, God, tell me what to do, when to do it, where to do it, how to do it, and who to do it with. God, give me wisdom. God, tell me your will for my life. God will do much more than you ever expected him to do. If you can just get to the point where you're saying, God, tell me the what, the when, the where, the how, and the who. If you're not in any of that, God, I don't want to be there. God, just give me wisdom.